The question about how music impacts people has been widely discussed. Although it is widely agreed that music impacts people, whether that be positive or negative is still up for debate. The impact of music has been a prominent theme seen all throughout my papers. With the narrative, I discussed how the song Dynamite positively impacted me by bringing me closer to my sister, which is a bond that really has positively impacted my life. However, I've also discussed in previous papers how music can lead to certain groups of people perceiving you in a negative way. We saw this with the satanic panic of the 1980s through 90s. To further grasp the importance of music and its impacts, I have gathered two people who have an immense passion for music. In this interview, we will discuss their personal connection to music and the impacts it has had on their life. Again, I just want to take this moment to thank you for being here and helping me with my English interview, Fatima. And I just want to thank you overall for being an immense help with my English and helping me edit my papers and stuff.
Of course, thank you for inviting me.
For the viewers that don't know, Fatima is my sister. She is 20, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And I am 16. Yeah, it's quite a big age difference. I would say, like, growing up, we really didn't have a relationship. Like, it was neither bad nor good. It was just, like, kind of non existent.
Yeah, we definitely weren't as close as we are now. Um, yeah,
Like, now,
conversations were never longer than 5 minutes.
literally. And now we're like twins, we're like
Oh yeah.
inseparable. So, I just kind of want to ask you, like, how do you think our relationship was when we were younger? Like, kind of goes with what you had said before. But
Yeah, as we like mentioned earlier, we weren't as close. And it's not that we didn't get along, it's just that we didn't like click,
really,
like
you- we just didn't really have anything to bond over.
exactly.
Like, what does a 9-year-old have to bond over with like a 15-year-old? Like, it's really not.
Yeah. I think I definitely the age gap plays a role in why we weren't too close.
Mhm.
Um, and I think as we both grew up, we kind of
Got out of that phase of being
yeah.
hard headed and being like, either you're.
Okay, I guess I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
Me.
What do you think made our relationship better?
Um, Definitely K-pop. I think K-pop brought us together, and that's something we bond over even till this day. Because that's literally all I listen to. So
Yeah, I would say that exactly. Like, I wrote a whole narrative about it for a reason because I think one of the biggest impacts of my life, as corny as it sounds, is K pop. Just because without it, I don't think we'd have a bond because we finally found something that we both had in common and that we both liked, which at the time was like,
yes.
wow, like what a miracle. So that was what, like, it was in 2020, so that was like 4 years ago, right?
4 years ago.
That's
I
crazy.
know.
Oh my god. Okay. So, like, do you still listen to K-pop even like 4 years later, or how
I
is that?
do. I listen. That's literally like all I listen to. I listen to K-pop on my way to work. I listen to K-pop on my way home from work, at the gym, in the shower, when I'm getting ready. Yep, that's all I listen to.
Same. I feel like, well, not necessarily with the K-pop, but me, like, without music, I think I'd literally be dead because I need that background track. You know what I mean? Not trying to sound corny, but I need something to just think about and to listen that's not like white noise from like
Yeah.
classrooms, especially. Is K-pop all you listen to, or
It's not all I listen to. It's mostly what I listen to, but I have I listen to other genres as well. That being like any like Mexican like music or I don't even know. I listen to all kinds. I recently found out that I like country as well. I became so open-minded too. After listening to K-pop, it opened my mind more and I was able to explore other genres. So
yeah?
that's another highlight of it.
So, like, do you play any other instrument? Like,
I don't want to say I play, but I do have two guitars. The first guitar I got was on my 13th birthday, and the second one was on my 16th birthday. And till this day, I still can't play.
No, same.
Um,
I feel
I'm
like
trying.
to play an instrument, you have to be so dedicated. Like, that's all you have to think about. I actually read like one time on an interview that Kirk Hammett, Metallica's lead guitarist, said that he used to like lock himself in his room and like practice like every day, or else he wouldn't do it. And it just kind of motivated me like back then to like stick to my goals, even though I don't know how that's doing now, but it's
Oh
still a good
yeah.
motivator, at least for school. Like that's what I do now. So yeah,
And I feel like that's something else that brings us together is playing those instruments
instruments.
because we get to like learn from our mistakes, we get to teach each other and like root for each other, like cheer each other on.
Especially since we're both beginners.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I have no shame of like being, oh wait, what fret is that? Or like what string? Or I have no shame in telling you, as compared to if I was like in a music class or
Oh
with a more
yes.
experienced guitarist, I would be more like ashamed and like embarrassed of not
Yeah,
knowing, especially this far along in my journey.
exactly.
So I've really fun. I have a lot of fun playing with you, even if it's just messing around. Like
Yeah.
even at like when we pretend that we're like playing metal songs, and
Oh my
like
gosh.
it's. I think it's fun. I'm sorry,
It's
I
so
find stupid
fun.
so fun. But I guess moving on, I guess from the topic of instruments to live music, have you been to concerts, and like what
I
are some of the
have
memorable ones?
the most memorable one is either the BTS concert, the Garden concert because I've never experienced a concert like that before. Um, and in Hypen. And Hypen is my top favorite artist ever. Um, so yeah. But yeah,
Hmm.
with the Garden, that's something that I've never experienced before. It was crazy.
So, for the viewers that also don't know, The Garden is a pop punk group from um, California. I think they're from Orange County. So they're very like they're like just alternative. And me and my sister actually went to one of their concerts like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And it was crazy because their opener was Machine Girl, which is a electronic kind of group. They just make really frantic beats, and you know, it was it was quite an experience because as soon as Machine Girl touched that freaking keyboard that they had, I don't even know what they had. Everyone went like ballistic. Like I think everyone's drugs just kicked in because
No, literally. Oh my gosh. We were holding on to each other. I did not know what to expect. And I literally don't know why I was so shocked. It,
I don't know.
it
We're low
was.
key stupid. Like we went to a pop punk group and really and we didn't expect
That's the
like a
last thing
mosh
I
pit, like
expected to be freaking thrown around.
in
Oh
a
my
mosh
god.
pit.
It was
It
bad.
was so
It was
funny.
it was hilarious. I was so scared at the moment. I was like, I'm gonna get crushed. Oh my gosh,
And
what
they
am I
would
gonna
not
do?
stop. Like those people, low key, looking back at it now, did not have mosh pit etiquette. Like usually, if like you see someone doesn't want to participate in the mosh pit, you leave them alone and go find someone who does. But they did
Oh
not
my gosh, they
care.
were so aggressive, but
They
it
were
was kind
all
of funny. It
aggressive.
was like
Like
hilarious.
chill. Like it was just the opening act.
We were like, okay, back up. We
Like
cannot go in the middle. Oh my
exactly. I feel
gosh.
like that's one of my most favorite memories. Like this is also gonna sound corny, but I feel like I grew kind of a stronger connection to the band, like the Garden, especially when they played their set because you could tell their energy was radiating. Like Fletcher, which is the drummer, he was like on top of his drums, like he was doing all sorts of crazy acts, and like Wyatt, which is the singer and bassist, he was going crazy, and it's just so memorable. And to see artists, especially smaller ones, who really care about their fans is so memorable and so enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a one of a kind experience.
Yes.
Definitely.
I gotta say, one of my favorite concerts I've been to is Suicide Boys. Like, OMG. Like, I don't know if I'm just biased and I love their music, but although it was cold, it was very cold. And I could say that that kind of did, make it a little less enjoyable. It was so fun, and it was on Halloween Day last year, which I think it's so fun that a emo band or emo rap band had like a concert on Halloween because it made it feel more like um more spooky in a way. And I love their opening acts, like Ghostman. Oh my god, he ate it up. Like it was fun, especially like discovering. I think one of my favorite parts of like going to a concert is discovering new artists. I already knew most of them, but like with the Garden, I didn't know Machine Girl. I mean, I'd heard of them, but I didn't really get it. But I feel like by hearing them live, it's just different. You get a different vibe.
Yeah. And actually the concert at Red Rocks was my first concert there. And before people would tell me like, oh, like if you have to do something, go to a concert at Red Rocks.
Hmm.
And it was a really good experience. I don't I think the weather ruined it for me. I could not find myself to fully enjoy it because of the weather. It was just too cold, and that jacket, I had a big jacket, and that even that didn't do it for me.
It was so cold.
It was so cold. I was aching, and it sucked because I wanted to enjoy the concert, but I just couldn't find myself to enjoy it.
Yeah, it was really cool. That's one thing I guess complaint. If, also if like you guys don't know, Suicide Boys is holding another grade day this year, and we actually booked tickets. And this time it's in August, so it's way hotter, and I'm so excited because although I enjoyed it, I know I'm gonna this time for sure make sure my sister enjoys it to the max because
Yeah.
their music is like the epitome and the definition of perfect.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that part 2 concert.
Yeah, me too. I guess what else? Oh,
We have a Morgan Wallen concert
I'm
too.
so excited for the Morgan Wallen concert.
I'm literally so excited, and it's literally at the end of June. So, and it's May. We're in mid-May now, so we're almost there, and that's what I'm looking forward to right now.
And then it's during summer. Like imagine hearing Morgan Wallen singing Seven Summers.
Oh
Like
my
I
gosh, and
would.
I've never been to a concert at the stadium before, so that's gonna be
That's
exciting.
exciting.
And we live so close, so we can literally just walk there
Walk
too.
there. I feel
So,
like that just adds to the concert
I'm
experience.
excited.
I guess speaking closely about the impact of music, what impact has music left on you?
An impact that music has left on me is definitely um the way it how they just leave messages to you, if that makes sense. So, for example, when I first got into K-pop, BTS would always spread around a message saying, "Oh, love yourself." And that point in time, I was actually struggling to like love myself or feel comfortable in who was or and like the body I was. So they've definitely helped me overcome those like challenges, I guess you can say. Yeah.
That's actually kind of crazy because we kind of have like opposite experiences. Because I don't know if you know this, I don't know if you remember when you were reading my critical narrative, but I actually wrote about how K pop made my body dysmorphia worse. Like
That's
comparing myself with
crazy.
like other idols. I specifically named like Espa because like especially when you see these girls, like they're so gorgeous. They're like light, like they're skinny, like they're just the most like the definition of perfect, and like I kind of took it the wrong way where it's like they're
That's who you're
so
supposed to
pretty.
look like, so right?
Yeah,
That's what you got.
like I kind of instead of listening to their message, I was so focused on them
On their actual image.
image and like the image they keep up, especially if you talk about like the history that the K-pop industry has about like abusing idols to
Oh
maintain their
yeah.
looks.
That's crazy. No, I would pay attention to mostly what messages they had to say or what they had to tell their fans and stuff.
Well, maybe I think a difference could be like maybe I'm more into girl groups than you are. So
Probably.
maybe like if you're getting a message like that from a man, you're not taking it the way like, oh, I don't look like that, it's just like, oh, you're just listening to their message.
Yeah.
But when you're taking it from like a woman, as a woman, you're like, oh, well, she looks like that. No wonder she's saying that. Like, no wonder she's saying, oh, love yourself. Like, it's easy for you to say that when you're
Yeah,
like the
exactly. Yeah.
epitome of,
I could see where you're coming
yeah.
from. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I guess maybe also we were both in really bad headspaces, like
And
in
especially because
2020.
around that time, COVID was
Going on.
going on and going into online school. Because when that happened, I was a sophomore, and then we were slowly transitioning into online school.
Yeah.
Literally for like the last month or two.
And junior year's like your worst,
And
apparently, like
junior,
your hardest year.
terrible, terrible.
So
So bad.
I could see how like those factors play into music. And just like you, like sought shelter in music. Um, kind of like you were saying. Although for me, music has a lot of positive impacts. Like it made us get closer. But I feel like I've also, like I stated before, noticed some negative impacts that it came with. But I think now, like I'm in a much clearer headspace. Like I'm not 100% perfect, but I'm better than I was back then, and I'm mature enough to realize, they look like that for a reason, and I look like me for a reason, and it's okay to love myself. Like it's okay that I don't look like them. It's okay that
Yes.
I am my own person, because that's what makes me me. That's what makes me so unique and different. And why try to be someone else? Like there's already them.
A bunch of them. Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. So, like any other impacts, like maybe more positive, um, like, even if it's like minor ones, like either helping you, um, you know, like concentrate, or even not like directly music, but like kind of like music related. Like I know you watch a lot of like K-pop like videos
Yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
comfort, and that's by K-pop videos I mean like blogs that K-pop idols make.
Yeah.
And is that for like comfort, or I that's just something I've noticed. I don't know if it
Mm.
really has to do with like coping, or can you elaborate
It
on that?
makes me feel that I'm like, I don't know if I want to say like relaxed, but um it's I only watch those videos when I have nothing going on, when I'm not stressing about going to the gym or having to do something else. And now, yeah, I only watch it when I absolutely have nothing to do and I can sit back, relax, and not worry um about anything else. So yeah, I think that's my way of like coping with just
Like it's your time.
it's my time exactly. Like
Yeah, I get it. Like it's your time to like I
mhm.
feel that way, but like in the car. I know you notice this. Like when we're in the car and driving, I don't like talking. I just
Oh my
like
gosh,
sitting
I
there and
know.
enjoying the music. Like if you talk, I will literally restart the song, and like I will keep restarting the song at like every time you interrupt.
I
Like
know. Wait, I literally cannot say one word without you just giving me that
death
death
stare.
stare.
But that's like just like, watching the K-pop videos is your time. Sometimes just listening to music in the car loudly, windows down,
It's your time.
is my time, because it's usually the time where I forget about school. You know, ever since I started caring about school, I've had way less time to myself. I've been in, although caring about school has brought so many positive impacts in my life, it's also brought
There's your
up many,
cons for your like
yeah, it's brought up
pros and
like
cons.
underlying issues that I need to address, like mental health and um you know, like episodes and stuff. But I think so when I'm in the car, it's like my time where I get to forget
Yeah,
about all of that. I get to forget about the gym, even my home life. I just get to forget about everything, and it's time to actually sit there and live life in the moment. because like every other time, I'm just life is living me. I'm not living life.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like I've with music, I've got to experience life in a way I haven't before, either with lyrics, like sometimes when it comes to like disassociating, like
Yeah.
music
Mhm.
brings me to like a headspace where it's positive and where like, I get to create my life and imagine my life in the future, and it kind of works to like, you know, also it keeps me like motivated because I'm like, if this is a life I want for myself, if I keep working and keep grinding, I'm going to get to that point eventually.
Yep. All that work that you're putting in will definitely pay off at the end. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Cause
And
yeah, honestly, you're a ticking bomb.
I know I
I
am a
I
ticking bomb.
yeah. But it's okay. You've been working real hard and yeah.
I'd like to thank you for joining my podcast. I know we had um other plans. We had a plan to invite Don, but he got really sick, so we couldn't do that.
I know. How unfortunate. Literally the day I was gonna ask him like to if we can do the interview, he didn't show up. He called in sick. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, but I think he would have been really insightful. One day I'll do that interview. I don't care. I won't even do it for school. I just want to do it just to have, because the way he speaks about music is nothing like I've heard before. Just such intelligence and passion
Oh, he's when it comes to music, he's the most passionate ever.
ever. Like I want to be like that. Like I guess since he's not here, let's just honor him in spirit. Like
Yes.
he's still alive,
Oh
but
yes.
but like
He's still here, guys.
he's still here. But let's just honor him and let's just pretend he's here. And then like he's so like, especially like, he lived during like the time, like my favorite era of music, like the 90s and
Yeah.
80s. So he knows all about Iron Maiden, Metallica, Pantera. And just to hear someone have that same passion of music that I have is just so incredible because, everyone likes music, but they don't like it like I like it. Like I'm a music enthusiast and he also is too. So just having someone to bond over that. He's also such like a sweetheart. Like he
He
speaks
is
our
so knowledgeable. So
yes.
knowledgeable.
Like
You can ask him about
anything
anything.
and he'll know.
He knows. He knows everything.
Like he knows how to fix guitars. Like when our guitars broke down, he know how to fix them. He even gave us extra strings and was like, if it ever breaks down again, do this and this. We're like, you know what? If it
We'll
breaks
just
down,
bring
we're
it.
calling you again because we are
I'm
not
telling you,
remembering
he
all of
started
that.
telling me stuff about my car. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna remember all of that.
Yeah. So hopefully one day I
One
might
day.
even just interview him just randomly, be like, can I still do it? Because it's not even for a school. This interview wasn't really, although it is for my English final, it's also for me to just talk to people about music and have an excuse to, because whenever I can, I always do. But it's an excuse to kind of force someone else to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I will enjoy it very much just to sit down and
And
talk
actually
about
talk to
music.
someone who lived through that era, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And like, especially him, because I could talk to like any veteran from the 70s or 80s and 90s and they'll be like, yeah, I like rock and I like this. But like just talking about someone like Dawn, who's just so knowledgeable about
Yeah.
the topic and so passionate, is just like you just get a whole different perspective and like a whole different, like you could feel when their passion radiates, like you could feel it, like
Yes,
physically feel it, you
exactly.
could sense it, like this person really knows what they're talking about and they really care about this. And just talking to someone about music, I mean, like especially when I'm talking to someone about music, when I could tell they feel my passion and I could tell they like it and invite it and are feeling it, it just makes me feel so loved and it makes me get closer together with people. Like
Yeah.
music really brings people together just like it
It
brought
really
us.
does. Yeah.
So
Especially if you're open minded when it comes to music.
like new genres, concerts, Like we've met so many amazing people at concerts. Like we even at the Suicide Boys concert, we even met someone from Canada.
Yeah.
So she was really cool. It's also just feeling people's energy when it
Yeah.
comes to music, like because usually people who go to concerts are passionate about that, like they're passionate about that artist and their music, because you're not just gonna spend like $100 or $200 on a concert ticket if you don't really care about that artist. But when you tell they do, it's just it's amazing. Like the vibes are so immaculate, and you never want to leave. You just want to pause time and stay in that moment, like I've had with like every single concert I go to. Like I guess the only negative part is I have very bad like after concert depression, because I
Oh,
just want to
yeah.
stay in that moment
Me with
forever.
the hyping. Oh man.
And especially with you, since you went out of state, like I feel like it was like those 4 days were for you and in hyping only.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes. So unfortunate that I couldn't see them again this year.
I know, but no one's paying like $700 for a VIP ticket.
Oh my gosh, 80s, yeah. Them too. I don't even have that type of money, that kind of money in my
Like they
account.
think we're made out of money. Like if I'm gonna pay those $800, you better be coming on with me, because I'm
Exactly.
gonna kidnap y'all actually, because
Come on now, what is
that's a
this?
pretty penny, literally. Okay, so thank you for listening to our podcast about music. Um, we really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed our insights and our concert experiences that we kind of talked about. I hope they made you think um about music a little bit, and I hope you're doing fine. Thank you.
Thank you for having me over, Bunny.